Okay, folks, welcome back to another fantastic edition of Opali Presents Know Your Pros. And today's guest, we have a dentist. We have Dr. Gina Gonzalez here in Ventura, California. She runs her own dentistry practice at Casita Dental Ventura. They do family and cosmetic dentistry. She is a dentist, of course, but she's also a dental hygienist and has a team with her at the office. A self-described tooth nerd. She's been in dentistry for a long time. And at her office at Casita, they focus on a traditional approach to dentistry. Dr. Gina, it is a thrill and a privilege to have you on Know Your Pros.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be here. And thank you for including me in this great interview. I appreciate that. And I am a tooth nerd. I love it.
Well, I know, Dr. Gina, you told me before we started shooting this that you, of course, graduated USC, but you also taught there for a time afterwards. My first question to all of my guests is, why did you go out and decide to start your own practice? I know this isn't your first one. It's your first here in Ventura. You had one in Santa Monica, but before then you were at USC. So tell us, why did you decide, hey, my gosh, I'm going to start my own dental office way back when you started here?
Well, initially I wanted to be a doctor, but it was not something that really fulfilled me. I didn't want to deal with anybody having giant issues, but I was enthused and kind of amazed with teeth. In fifth grade, I went to Catholic school and I was always looking at one of the sisters and her two front teeth crossed over. And I kept looking at her, Sister Nora, and saying, oh my God, why are those teeth looking like that? And then that went, into the background. And then I did more work. I love science. I kept going into the kind of medical field, helping people. And then again, teeth came, my grandmother's teeth looked so terrible. And I would always wonder, why are they getting longer on the bottom and narrower and sticking out further? And I, would look at her and kind of intrigued with that. And then my first job, I asked my mom, I want to buy a car. And she says, yeah, you could buy a car, get a job. And so I said, okay, I want to do that. She says, okay, you have to learn something. So I was 15. I was looking for a job. I look in the newspaper and it says dental assistant wanted, no experience necessary, must speak Spanish. I said, well, I speak Spanish. I can do this job. I call and I ended up getting this nice doctor that said, come on in. Let's see if you like this. And I ended up working with him and his wife for 7 years. And little did I know that she had gone to the bathroom and he answered the phone and let me come and interview. But 7 years later, she said, I would have never hired you. You were too young. So it's a good thing he answered the phone that day. And he really taught me so much. He loved dentistry. And that's how I got inspired to really keep doing dental hygiene first for 8 years. Then went back to dental school and I got a master's in education in between to teach at the dental school. So I've been teaching forever. I love teaching. I teach at the local hygiene school here in Oxnard now. And I think that brings a lot to me as a practitioner because I keep learning everything. I go to classes continually because you need to know what you're teaching about. So you can't just show up and not have all the background information. So I go to a lot of courses and I have fun with them. I'm learning about airway and all sorts of fun dental procedures.
Well, so, I mean, something that so many people struggle with, especially with their, local dentist, or maybe they've been out of the office for a couple of years and they're just a little bit too nervous to come back, is just that fear or that, apprehension about coming and getting your mouth work done, which for some people, holds a little bit of trauma or, maybe just some bad experiences or some pain. And to me, it seems like, from the amount of time that I've known you, Gina, I mean, you just seem so kind, friendly, comfortable. We talk about traditional, but, we're not talking about traditional practices, not at all. We're talking about advanced digital, futuristic kind of office with that, progressive and complete kind of comfort that you're all about, right? Can you give our viewers here a little bit of a sense of what they can expect when they join your office at Casita?
Well, For sure, one of the main things that we do is listen to our patients. We take a really thorough history to see if they have anxiety, and we do offer a lot of different both oral medications and nitrous oxide, which is inhalation sedation, which helps you relax while you have dentistry. But I think too, we take extra time to make sure if the numbing experience is what's anxiety provoking to walk you through it and do it calmly. But we also try and have a good time while we're here to help keep people relaxed, and then more of a family atmosphere to keep you feeling like you can trust us, and then we can treat you for your highest good. So we have a whole group of hygienists that are phenomenal. A couple of them were my students at USC. Two of my newer hygienists were my students at Oxnard College. So I'm surrounded with fun, young, and not so young hygienists. But I think our practice, the front office person has a great sense of humor, and we try and answer all questions. And it's a fun group. I love coming to work. We have a good time together.
It's a family office is what it seems like, and you have such a wide range of offerings in terms of solutions for folks, whether they're just looking for a cleaning, they're looking for something to get fixed that's broken, or they're looking for, a new lease on how they look at their smile, right? Which is, all encompassing. It's inclusive, and I really like that. And not only, that, but you've got these great people to boot. I hear a lot in my last question, which is always, hey, why should somebody come into Casita Dental or any other business? I hear a lot, it's all about the people. That is something that's, very apparent just from talking to you right here, Gina. To you, why is it though, beyond that, that folks should choose and come to visit you?
I think that the patients that keep coming back, once we have a patient come in, they're our biggest source of referral because they have a positive experience. They're heard, whatever their issue is attended to. And I try and really be very respectful and comprehensive. If you're interested in having your teeth cleaned and that is it for you, I'm happy to support that and do it to the best of our ability. We are not pushy, but we do have all sorts of different dental products that we offer. And we will always do it in a very ethical, appropriate, and pretty precise. I love my dentistry. I love doing the little work. It's like a really refined puzzle making things, that are unique to you. Every filling is unique, like every fingerprint. So when I'm finished doing what I do, I like to show it off. I like to show you a picture of it. And I like you to participate as much as you want to in your oral health. And the goal is long-term dental health to help your whole body be bacteria free, disease free, and that you look your best because most of us kind of like looking pretty good. It doesn't have to be fake Beverly Hills, all chiclets. But if you're looking for improving certain things, we do a lot of cosmetic dentistry that's very subtle and very affordable. So it's not considered such a luxury, but something that's available to all of us.
Mm, mm. That's it's such a nice way to put it. And from the website, from the office, from the local feel to just like how experienced and pleasing you are to talk to, Dr. Gina. I mean, like I can't imagine why somebody wouldn't want to come and visit you guys. So to wrap things up here, I want to ask you if somebody's thinking about, dental work, if somebody's thinking about finding a new practitioner or just going for the very first time, what would you prefer they do? Come visit you, of course, in person at your office, which would be great. But if they want to find out more about your practice online, where might they find that, Dr. Gina?
Well, it's at www.casitadental.com. And our local number is 805-653-6377. They can call the office. And if they just want to come in and chat and interview me, I'd be happy to sit down and talk with them before they even make a commitment to become a new patient. They don't have to come in and make an expenditure if they're really interested in getting to know the practice and see if we're a good fit for each other.
It's beautiful. Well, I mean, that's also true to why we shoot this show, right? Whether it's home services, whether it's an attorney's office, whether it's insurance, dental, or chiropractic, it's an intimate experience to have a service, performed at your home or on your body or in your mouth here in this case. And I better well trust who is behind those tools. And if I can do that first here on Know Your Pros, then I've done a
Yeah.
great service to Ventura. And I'm so glad that you decided to come on here and tell your story, Dr. Gina. This is fantastic. And gosh, I thank you so terribly much for choosing to join us here today.
Well, you are adorable. I really have enjoyed being online with you and having you videotape, and you really are a calming effect. We could probably use you in our office if you'd like to come and work with me.
My
We'll have
gosh,
you
yeah.
sit and just chat with everybody up front and make them relax before they get back here.
Why don't you bring an application in tomorrow morning when I see you at 7 a.m. Sound good?
Okay, I'm looking forward to a little breakfast and a little fun. Thanks
Beautiful.
again.
Well,
Appreciate it.
of course, it's Dr. Gina Gonzalez of Casita Dental. She is located right here
Great.
in Ventura. Come and visit her behind CMH if you're here in
Woohoo.
Ventura County. Thanks again, Dr. Gina.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.